Hi, so today I'm going to show you how I magnetize my Baneblade. I've magnetized it to do about 6 of the different variants, and I'll kind of go through them. Most of my knowledge came from other YouTube videos, so this is kind of a compilation of what I kind of put together from those. And obviously this I've pro-painted, and I'm about to send it off to the client. So I'm going to show you this first open topped. This I've done in a black and white or a black and green camo pattern, and then I've just done kind of a dry rust effect, steel effect on the weapons. So to start, I'll show you the larger magnet. So obviously this you can see from a lot of YouTube videos, but I basically cut out some spur and I've glued it in here, so that's pretty solid. And then I kind of just measured it right under here to just make sure it's even. The main part of this has 4 very large magnets in the bottom here, and I painted them black, but you can see that they're just green stuff. So you want to put this on and then let it sit for at least the night, because it takes a while to set. And then there's 2 magnets on the top of the tank that are inset, so this isn't going to sit up at all. This is going to sit right down flat. And then this little guy you can go back and forth with. You don't actually need to magnetize it at all. So I think the first variant I'll show you is the Shadow Sword. And so that just goes there. And obviously I painted it kind of in the Shadow Sword way, but I can switch it up here too. And it won't match the camo perfectly, but the pattern's so busy you'll never see it. So that just sits down there. So I'm going to put this backpacky thing. So you'll see that none of these things are magnetized. This just sits in here. And then you can choose if you want this on there or not. It's just going to sit right on there. And then once this is put on here, it sits down and locks in. And then if you use the big old I got these from Hobby Lobby, but these huge magnets, you're really not going to get, this thing is, you got to tug that thing off. So that's kind of the key here, is to do that. And then you can basically choose between what weapons you want on the top here. So this guy, when it comes, it actually has a little square here. So for being able to magnetize this, you got to clip this off so that it slides in and out. But you can see here that I've just put 2 magnets, and these are 1/16. And I've just put 2 magnets here in the back of this thing. And really, unless you're gonna heavy duty do stuff with this, that's gonna be enough. So it really kind of fits in there pretty well, and you can hear it snap. And then for the sake of this, we're gonna just put these little turrets in here. These turrets are super easy to magnetize. Basically what you do is you just clip this part. It's a little rod, and it comes down, and you're supposed to be able to swivel it. But if you just clip it down, a 1/16 magnet fits in there just perfectly. So you can just add one in there and then just drill it out in here, and it sits on, and you can swivel it, and it's just fits right on there. So so then you can fit, let's see, so this is let's see, so this is the Bane sword right here, and then you can add this thing on. I haven't magnetized either of these because they fit in here pretty well, but you could if you wanted to. That is the Shadow Sword, if you put the little thing on the end. And then I've also magnetized these guns. You can choose from your, they have 2 different weapons. So one is a little bolter, and then this guy, and these, you actually have to, see, they just snap right in there. You actually just take a, again, this is a 1/16 magnet. So I just drilled out where they clip together normally, and I just put magnets in there. And then the flip side of that is there's one magnet here inside the little black doodad. And so if you just put one right in there, in between, instead of putting where these things lock together, then they're just gonna pop right in. So here's these guys, like that. And then on the other side, you could do the same thing. Okay, so the other variant here, and this is kind of where I've seen a lot of variation on what people are doing to make this the Storm Sword, is how they're getting this little guy into this guy here, because it really doesn't fit and sit like the longer piece does. So what I did is I took green stuff and I actually just stuck a magnet, again 1/16 magnet, into the back of there, so you can see that kind of just where it starts to come down in the back, I've clipped a magnet. I've just green stuffed it, and then I've taken a bit of sprue here and just done a sprue at the very end, and there's a magnet here that clicks onto here, so you can put that in there and it just clicks right on, and that baby ain't going anywhere. So that's a little bit different than the things that I've seen, but I've found that it works just as well as anything. And once I painted it, you really can't tell when you look inside of there that, you know, it's not supposed to be there. I mean, I've seen some very junky things in there. So this leaves it nice and clean at the front and just has a little bit of a hinge at the back there. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is how I flip this around, and I'm going to turn it into a Stormlord. So this is going to be an open backed vehicle, and you can have different variations of this, but this is how they do it for the Stormlord. So this thing, where did I put it up? This thing flips around, and it's going to go right there, and then this moves in front. So this is why you have the 4 magnets back here. So the 2 back ones will clip on, or the 2 front ones will clip on. So in this case, I'm going to do the back ones, and you just got to slide it. Be careful with your little turrets here. And then I've also magnetized these to come off and on. These are 1/32 magnets, and I just drilled out where they're going to sit. And then I took green stuff and I actually just green stuffed them into the corners here. And once you green stuff them and you paint them, you really can't tell that they're there. So it's not a dramatic change. And then these guys just sit like that. And right there, and then you've got your guns. And again, you know, not going to come out. So that's the beauty of kind of magnetizing all of the things that can fall out when you flip it. And then, of course, for the Stormlord, this guy goes on. So what I've done is just drilled out the back of this guy a little bit, and he'll, again, just, this one fits a little bit tighter. See if he'll go on. There we go. So he fits right in there. And then, I don't know if it's supposed to move, but yeah, that thing's in there. So anyway, yep, so that's the full Baneblade there. And like I said, this one is going for for a client, but if you like our work and you want to check out more, you can check us out at our website, www.gamechickspainting.com. We do everything from magnetizing and assembly to painting. We have 3 different levels of painting, and we do everything from board game miniatures to Warhammer miniatures. So check us out.